I'm talking about. Hello. Hi. It me. I live again. Hi. Hi. Don't worry. I'm here. Sorta. Maybe. At least a little bit. Yeah, I'm here. Now, is the game going to show up on the screen, or am I going to have to fucking reset that? Oh yeah, it was fucking storming, wasn't it? Ah, fuck. Okay. Hi. I muted myself, right? Yeah, I better make sure of that. Yeah, I muted myself. Hi. More frost. My hand goddamn hurts. Oh. I guess we just kind of have to wait for that to stop. Ah, Christ. Okay. I think that thing filters out the storm. Or do I have to sit inside and wait for that to stop? You know what? We're slightly in need of sleep. Let's sleep. Good 4-hour rest. That'll do it. Yeah, that'll get rid of that storm. Right. Told you. Okay. So, the fuck was I working on yesterday? I'm not going to lie, I need to work on a lot of things, actually, and right now I'm just, like, not working on any of it. Actually becoming slightly a problem because I just haven't had energy. Anyways, I just got through eating and drinking, like, a cup of coffee, so hopefully, there won't be a problem. Alright. So what were we doing? We were working on food. Yeah, we were working to get the food growing thing going. Okay. Yeah. Alright. No. Expected this to actually look way worse than it does. It's not great. Obviously, though, should be lifted up, but whatever. Because, you know, the average fucking, like, one of these that somebody would want, they'd want barely 6 feet up into the air. Yeah. I know you're supposed to build them on top of things, but come on. You know what I wish I could do? I wish I could actually run power lines between my settlements. That's a thought process I just had that I wish I could do, and I'm surprised there's no mod to do it. Even if it's just like taking over the power grid that exists. Because obviously we could just repair those and use them or something, I don't know. Not that those should be working right now in any way, shape, or form, given, you know. Fun fact, by the way. These aren't really connected to anything. That's a dead wire lying on the ground. Yeah, none of these should actually, like, power anything at all, to be honest. But hey, hi Zam. We need to get back to hunting mushrooms. Making sure I had my weapon on me for whatever reason. I don't remember what I did last time anyways, beyond basics. My memory is bad. We do have the maximum amount of water production here. Yeah, okay. Alright. Raxo cleaner. Okay. Yeah, that belongs in there, I'm sure. Take that. I'm gonna wander off that direction and see if we can't find any more mushrooms to pick. I'd really like to at least get 2 food in the settlement right now. Obviously, the goal would be 3. But 2 would work. just so that they're not using up my stockpile of food. Part of the reason I've been actually picking all the fruits and stuff I find and throwing them in there too. Be particularly annoyed if they started eating the carrots and anything else I managed to get a hold of. Those are mine. We also need to be on the lookout for that one ammo type to build the turrets with. That'd be very useful to have. Oh yeah, there's this person over here. Might as well kill them. You know, I was thinking about returning the sanity, and the more I think about it, the more I kind of just want to go absolutely insane and see all the events that can happen. Because I'm fairly certain that they spawned way more often the more insane you go. I think we're just gonna lose our goddamn minds. Hooray! 12 gauge, buckshot, that's always great. There's no ammo types in this game. Hooray! I mean, if I really wanted to lose my mind, there's a good way to do that. It's called get addicted to every drug on the planet with a negative effect. Alright. I'd say, damn bitch, you live like this, but no you don't. You dead like this. Okay, so there's some mushrooms. I still won't, like, instead of brain fungus, the actual glowing mushrooms so that I can make more fungal purge. Just get those growing. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do that, though. Not going to lie, I don't know how much of this, this stream is going to have much of progress at all, because I'm just kind of in one of those moods where I'm starting to get okay sleep again, but, like, I'm just hitting that recovery phase of just being tired. At least I got okay sleep last night. I don't know. I still think I need to, like, just take 2 days off or something at some point and just sleep. Or at least just go into low power mode and try to sleep. Mentally. He hit the wall. Ooh. Ooh. I mean, how many days did I go without actually, like, getting a good night's rest? Just fucking tired all the time, and I really wish I wasn't. Fuck you. I hate mannequins. Okay. Oh. That person's fighting a dog. And failing. Okay. Besides, I need to do at least some work on getting places built up. Are you still moving? Stop that. You're dead. The dead don't move like that. Gotta make sure. What do we got here? Oh yeah, just this random bit of leather. Okay. Because I do want to also work on building up the truck stop and get everything we need going there as best as we can. Plus, I'm not going to lie. If I wasn't streaming right now, I'd probably just be playing RuneScape. That's basically all I've been really doing off-stream, game-wise, outside of that, puzzle quest, and that game routinely aggravates me, because I have terrible luck. I love whenever an enemy gets, the opening move. So, you know what they do? Oh yeah, they just, you know, do, like, everything. I know that, yeah. It's just like, holy shit. Gets an opening move and then gets like a 10-turn fucking combo off on me. Destroys me, and then I just have to start the fight over again because I've already lost. Oh my fucking god, that just sucks so much ass. Hatch. Rib. 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 Yoink. Yoink. Rib. I'm not even destroying the eggs. Mostly because this is food. And I'd rather have them, like, be XP and food than a busted open egg I can't do anything with. This might actually be enough glowing fungus to use. Okay. Anything else? I think we found everything we needed to, per se. Still want to at least make sure we get everything. Mild dehydration. Yeah, needed to make sure I got that. The next thing will be purified water. Not fully certain how I'm going to do that, though. Good thing I found that. That helps out a lot. Okay. I still kinda want to find a mod that's compatible with this that just has a giant wilderness area. With like a settlement that I can use, surrounded by plenty of stuff just out in the wild. I know there was the one mod I thought might have that, but that did not work in any way, shape, or form. So yeah, it's just like, it'd be nice if I could just find something like just big open area, forests, with things inside of it and not a lot of people or ghouls. Because unironically, I like this area of the map in Frost. Was in the base game. Yeah. Like, we do kind of have that in this vague northern-ish area of the map, but it's not really that much. Like, you have the cityscape that takes up most of the map. You have the glowing sea down there. You have, like, this area here of swamps, the coastline. That's all nice and stuff, but they could have expanded the map more north and just had more forest out this way, and it would have been perfectly fine. And would have been a very nice contrast to the rest of the map, too. Because unironically, the area just out here around stuff is nice. I like this part of the map. But it's just such a tiny part of it, too. And the most you will find is probably, like, in Far Harbor. Which is not really much of that to start with. Either, so it's just, like, leaving me with a desire for an area. And unfortunately, it's an area I don't really get to see. Sadly. And it wouldn't have been hard either, because the northern area of the map basically is what I wanted. It's just not enough of it. Of course, all that stuff froze. Those in there, that. Right side, there is plenty of food that we got from there. But yeah, I'm kind of sad some of those other mods just didn't work. That had new areas. And unfortunately, I don't think there's a way to get those to work. But yeah, a lot of the other Fallouts had large wilderness areas too. Fuck the Fallout show. That shit's stupid. That woman can't act to save her life. So no, I wouldn't. For one, being in defeat is kind of lame. Not gonna lie, man. Like, out of all the, like, things you could be into, feet, really? Dude? I'm sorry to hear that you have brain damage. Plus foot bro hate, yeah. You hear me, Doggiewara? Feet are disgusting. Alright. But yeah, that is kind of a setting we never really get in Fallout. For whatever reason, is just deep forest. Like, unironically, I think Fallout as a setting could have some very gnarly, creepy, dark forest areas. And we just never really get that. Yeah, Sam? Do we even have any purified water to... No. We don't have, fertilizer for it either. God damn it. There's some at the shack, isn't there? Pylon shack? Yeah. 76 is not Fallout, correct. Bethesda has never made an actual Fallout game. Bethesda doesn't know what Fallout is. But they own the IP. Yeah. Nintendo owns IPs that they don't know what are either, F-Zero. Fucking Disney owns shit they don't know what is, Star Wars. But what I would love is a real town system in the game. Yeah. Yeah. Fucking god damn it. Real proper town building would have been great. Too bad that the fucking like lead development person at Bethesda threw a fucking fit about people building towns and decided to strip stuff out of that system because he's a whiny little shit who didn't like people not liking his garbage ass writing. Christ. So in Starfield, the settlement system was stripped the fuck down. What an actual fucking loser that man is. Oh, I guess we're stuck behind another storm. God damn my luck. Is there anything I can even do while I'm sitting around here? Does no one know what a shovel is? A broom? Anything to clean the floors, goddammit? I kinda at some point want to give Horizon a proper playthrough, just because that focuses way more on the city building aspect, and I would hope that they actually did something fairly interesting with it. Because, like, let's be honest, the city building aspect in this open world is one of the only reasons I actually even found Frost as a notion. Because I genuinely like the idea of hardcore survival game with base building like this. And like like some sort of settlement system, not even proper settlement, because it barely has like a settlement system to it technically. But yeah, if you want to know what my desired game is, take The Long Dark and also make it a settlement survival game. And add RPG elements into it. Somehow. Okay, here's the fucking wild thing I just like thought about. What would be the perfect game for me specifically? Take The Long Dark, put it in a dark fantasy RPG, and also make it a settlement building game. That's my autism. Maybe a little factory in there too in the late game, but hey. Hey, yeah, I wouldn't say Frost is settlement based. It's everything is shit based. Yeah. I like how Frost's like settlements actually are a proper way to play the game though. Like, there are a few things that give me the feeling of I have earned this and this is my little slice of hell. Quite like the fact that getting an actual settlement going in Frost, even as stripped down and bare bone as Fallout 4 is, this just appeals to me for whatever reason. I've probably gone on more than once about why it probably does as a notion. But hey, I'm also the kind of person who's gotten incredibly tired of the "you are the hero, here's everything handed to you on a silver platter. Go save the world because prophecy" stuff. I've played so many video games that I'm tired of being special in video games. Let me be the fucking loser who has to actually earn something for once, developers, please. Suppose that's also exactly why I enjoy something like Vintage Story, though. Hell, even RuneScape still kinda has that whenever you play it in certain ways outright. Old school RuneScape, that is, where, yeah, congratulations, go earn something, would you? Alright, level 13. Shit, what do we want to take? But yeah, give me, like, dark fantasy, The Long Dark with settlement building, and I don't know, I'll be just fucking autistic as shit about that. Hell, look at what happened with Ellen. How I'm incredibly autistic for that. Get that up. I want to know, what's my accuracy looking like now for this? I don't know if I want to give Vintage Story a try. I played Terra Firma Craft on Minecraft, and Vintage Story just seems like a standalone version of that. There's a lot to Vintage Story that I honestly would say, if you like kind of the idea of a far more heavily based in survival mechanics Minecraft with a smattering of cosmic horror, I would say it's actually worth the time. Like, Vintage Story is what I wish Minecraft had became. Obviously, I'd say watch people actually play it. Like, sit down and actually watch somebody playing it or giving tutorials on stuff just to see if it's, like, your cup of tea overall. But there is a update for Vintage Story coming that is going to make some of the gameplay stuff even more in-depth. Like, what's the next big update that they announced, because it's currently in testing? Fishing, various kinds of fishes, being put in trophy-like things. Some additions to the smithing system, fast-moving water with water wheels to be used with the currently existing kinetic energy systems for, like, windmills and hell hammers and stuff. New storage options with, like, items actually being shown on the shelves. New block types. It's something where it's like they have been updating that game consistently and adding and adding and adding, and it's a really, really good game for what it is. Like, it is a game that has had me actually sit down on a public server and start making candles because I wanted to build a temple, and that required me to build this entire nice farm area to feed myself, have, like, my little blacksmithing area. It's just very nice at it, and it looked like Terra Firma. It's not really Create Mod. I also don't know anything about Terra Firma Craft, but I can tell you it's not Create Mod. The stuff with it that is basically that kind of thing is more or less nothing they technically couldn't do at the time until you start getting into their stranger tech, which is not reliant on that for the most part. But yeah, helve hammers, grindstones, all that stuff. It's fairly simple. But yeah, I know nothing of terra firma craft. Like I said, it's a far more survival-based it's alternate universe Minecraft. It's way more survival. It's... how best to put it? It's way more about the survival mechanics and the intricacies of just the day-to-day survival life, trying to actually make that more interesting when you actually have your basic needs met. Because that's something a lot of survival games fail at, is what do you do whenever your basic needs are met? Well, a lot of survival games end up being, And that's one of the problems that, for the most part, I've not run into with that game. Because, yeah, there's also the matter of, if you play on a public server of any kind for it, it's also going to be a way better experience. Because you can just kind of link up with people and trade and get stuff and kind of be able to do more little projects and shit that are helpful to others or are something you want to do because, you know, you actually don't have to take care of everything yourself. Shocking, that's how civilizations formed. Plus, the modding scene for a Vintage Story is slowly growing and getting more and more interesting stuff. Hell, one of the things that the Vintage Story devs have been talking about is they're working on a system for adding randomized dungeons to the world so that there's actually more combat stuff to do outside of the temporal storms. As pick up sticks, pick up flint, net, lamp, pick up ore pieces, pick up clay, make pickaxe, head mold, fire clay. All of that was from terra firma craft. Like I said, I can't really compare the two at all because I've never even heard of terra firma craft till today. But yeah, Vintage Story is just very much specific and does what it's set out to do. So, for me, that's great. For some people, that's boring. And all I can do is kind of shrug if somebody finds all of that boring, you know? Not saying you, saying people I know. Some people I know seem to be far more interested in, Hytale, which is a game that I kept looking at and going, I don't know if I even care about this because it looks like a bad Minecraft mod pack in some instances. It's an older mod. I know that Vintage Story started as a Minecraft mod and then they just decided to make their own game. Hi, yes, you're new here, aren't you? Yes, you're my new person. Okay. I don't have a...
New to help out around here?
No, actually, I don't have a job for you. As it turns out, you... Come here. I know where you tried to, like, make your bed, and you're not sleeping in the bed that's mine. I don't know why you people keep trying to use my bed, but, Oh, did you actually choose a bed that wasn't my bed for once, settler person? I know every time people, mention Vintage Story, though, the one, like... I've heard people compare Vintage Story to a different mod. I can't remember what the name of it was, though. God, I can't even remember it. That's how little of that I just remember at all at this point. You need a repair kit. Also, I'm kind of bouncing around and just letting time pass specifically for reasons of I don't want to go out there exactly right now. Did that repair my gas mask? Is that broken now? Turn that off. We can't feed or water more people than that. Okay. Use repair kit. There we go. Undamaged. Good. God, I'm trying to remember what the one mod I heard people compare Vintage Story to that wasn't that. The one that upsets people for some reason for being difficult. I can't remember. I'd actually have to look it up because I literally can't remember, but yeah. Vintage Craft? No. Never heard of that either. Greg Tech? No. Greg Tech, I know what is. It's that one tech mod that is really silly and its difficulty at points for reasons. I'm trying to remember. God damn, I am blanking hard. Also, to point out just how fucking cold it is out here. If I go over here. Shut up. Anybody compared it to Greg Tech, I'd genuinely ask if they knew what the conversation was about. Let's see. It's still falling. Yep. 20 degrees, 19, 18, 17, 16. Are we gonna get to the negatives here? My body temperature is already falling really hard, too. Damn. The mod pack where you start out and half the time a dragon shows up and eats you. And then it random spawns you somewhere else and like a wood golem shows up and kills you whenever you try to punch a log. It's like very combat heavy. Where everything you do has a chance at RL Craft. Yeah, I heard people compare it to RL Craft. And that one I was like, I don't know if you understood what this is. I completely blanked on making... God, this is with how much of an increase? %better aim. I wonder if this has been labeled wrong. Need to check. Oh yeah, all my other guns are in the other place, aren't they? Maybe I have some stuff here to use. Just feel like maybe some of the guns didn't get categorized correctly. That's automatic. God damn it. Okay, I'm gonna take this and pull that automatic off of it because that's such a waste of my time. Here. Calibrated, so it's not fucking automatic. Jesus. History with Minecraft mods and mod packs. I used to work on a mod pack a long time ago. Realistically, most of the time I don't pay attention to most mod packs. Okay, no, we literally are just that bad at aim because of our character being absolutely insane. What are the mod packs that I remember enjoying the most? Sky Factory. Liminal Industries. A different Skyblock thing. I remember I played a bit of Stone Block whenever that was a thing, at least. Maybe our aim, at least like this, will be accurate enough to hit something. We'll have to try it out, but yeah. Also, I'm kind of just standing around here because it's warm and we have an air filtration system. So I'm just kind of waiting for it to get warm and for the possibility of water to be more accessible. You familiar with Yogscast? Vaguely at best. Vaguely at best. All I really know about Yogscast is that they played Minecraft and had a failed Kickstarter Minecraft clone. Oh, and the Diggy Diggy Hole. Other than that, whenever I was younger, I saw one Yogscast video where they were griefing someone and immediately decided to never watch them again because that aggravated me for whatever reason as a child. No. Unfortunately, the Minecraft people I watched was Achievement Hunters. God, that fucking died in a wild way. Oh, Christ on a bike. That was a situation. That, God. Sorry, just memories of all the dog shit that happened with Rooster Teeth. That was almost entirely their own fault, too. I'm glad that Ray at least seems to be the one person out of all of them that actually seems to be an okay guy. And he was the one who left the earliest. Everyone else from that, I'm just like, I wouldn't trust you people around a corn dog at this point. But yeah, I was never much into watching specifically, like, solely Minecraft content people. Which 99% of the time turns out to have been the correct move. Sadly. Then again, that's kind of just content creators a lot of the time now for some reason. Yeah. Don't worry. As far as I know, they don't exist anymore. RuneScape went under. No, fuck. Achievement. Brain? Fuck off, Brain. What the fuck are you talking about? Fuck you. No, fuck you. Don't argue in front of the random people with yourself again. You're going to scare everyone away. I should scare everyone away. I'm a fucking idiot who can't speak. Anyways, yeah, Achievement Hunter went under. Because Rooster Teeth went under. Sorry. Heard that. Yeah. And, this was after the shit that happened with Achievement Hunter. Which, if you don't know that situation, oh, scary. Fucking Christ. The worst part was who it was. Was one of the people I liked best in the show, and it was like, man, you were even a father and had a wife. What the fuck is wrong with you? I hate it when the dude that talks to me in my head takes over my voice. Hi. Don't worry. You don't need your own voice. The unenlightened masses, they cannot make a judgment call. Alright, let's see if any of the places have generated enough water to build more food, because now we need even more than I had. If that was true, this game would be a lot better. If that was true at all, this game would be so much better of a game, but it's not. Bad. I miss whenever the series that I once loved were good. I hate having all the things I liked as a child destroyed by mega corporations with no soul and a desire to kill. Man, my childhood went through the fucking ringer. By the way. I don't think there's a single series that I really liked as a child that wasn't molested by mega corporations. Fallout with the ability to dig holes. Prove me wrong, please. Yeah, I can't take the ground out and put it somewhere else. Need to stop carrying around so many hard drugs. Day tripper. -2 sanity. Okay. Fertilizer. We have to go get fertilizer. That's at the... Cut up. Farm. Considered translating Frost into Minecraft, and I realized I was way too lazy for that. Honestly, a Frost-like thing for Minecraft would actually be kind of neat to see. I really would like if more games actually had survival elements in their survival games. That'd be cool. We're never getting that. Starting to cut people's heads off again whenever they're already dead. That's a problem. Damn, that is heavy. What was it that was the one mod where... For Minecraft, where you, are in a dead world and have to, like, revive it through various methods. I know there was a couple of mods that did that, but there was one where it was... like more magic based than tech based, because the one that I remember being able to find last time I went looking was a tech based one. If I ever won the lottery, I would consider paying a build team to turn the Frost map into a Minecraft map. That would be interesting, yeah. Okay, we should have enough to actually set up more food now. Although we need even more, but hey. At least we're going to be able to get this going. We want the glowing fungus. Did something in my inventory immediately freeze from being outside? God damn it. Yeah. 2 bottles of water froze in my inventory in that short amount of time. God, I wish whoever set this system up would actually, like, learn some basic science about how things freeze. Like, you know, why the fuck is my vodka constantly freezing? Vodka don't do that. Not like in, like, 30-degree weather, please. Not an alcoholic. I don't drink. Here you go. Then, just because it's easier to see this, we'll put that one there. Alright, there's 2 pieces of food. We still need a 3rd. Oh boy. I forgot to turn off the radio beacon. I said the same thing in someone else's chat that was using the mod with frost. Alcohol doesn't freeze. Not at the temperatures that we get to in the game, no. You ever see your alcohol freeze, you're dead. I need local leader 2, which is next level, to be able to set up a medical stand, don't I? Is there anything else I'd set up, though? I mean, I don't know if we need the medical stand. I think we might just want to get a trade shop so I can get certain things. Like happiness. Replace your vodka with water. Suka bliet. Also, even following the below zero guide, my install doesn't exactly work perfectly, so for some reason we don't get it wet and rain.
If you work, you eat. It's as simple as that.
I had to remind myself there for a second that if I hit her, she dies. The fact that bothers me only because I can't just hit her. Alright, I mean, I can't really do anything in the base yet until we get more stuff, so yeah, I guess we just start wandering off in this direction, see about a couple of things. M1 Grand, my beloved. Who? Who has seen me? In Siberia? Yeah. But yeah, we're not hitting negative 17 with how it freezes. So it's just like, You don't get wet in the rain. No. Okay. Find out. Waiting for them to just stand still. Are you supposed to get wet in the rain? Yes. Obviously. Hey, could you people stop walking around? I'm not gonna waste a bullet here. Yeah, weather in my install is broken. For one, polluted winters just doesn't work at all, so I had to remove that, and yeah. There is a dryness mechanic that just doesn't work for some reason. What? How? What? Yeah, no, we still can't fucking hit anything. Okay. God damn. Really? Okay. I am moderately drunk at the moment. Fascinating. Lightweight painted metal. If it's frost weathers, the radiation effect, if you aren't wearing a gas mask, was done by adding the effect to the weather. Yeah. That's not the one that I'm talking about specifically. The gas masks are getting, like, water on them whenever it's raining. It's the nuclear winter mod that isn't working correctly, specifically for rain. And polluted climates weathers for winter didn't work. At all. Like, it wouldn't snow, it would just be raining still. So it wasn't activating at all. Oh, you are dead. You are just dead. Goodbye. I'm not even gonna bother, I'm just gonna let him die. I heard his mask break. But yeah, the gas mask ones works generally fine. Yeah. The mod list adds to it and patches in a weather system specifically for winter. Your load order has frost taking precedence over the other weather from those mods. Well, that's the thing. I reordered the mod list and it still wasn't working. I followed the guide to a T, so I don't know what went wrong, but yeah, it wasn't activating at all. And I, like, double-checked, reinstalled, redid the, everything, and it just wouldn't activate. No matter where I put it in the load order either. Like, there's specifically patches that were included to make them compatible with Frost. He said the thing, yeah. Like, anybody who has played Fallout 4 knows this game will just fucking break in ways that make no fucking sense. Like, you can do a clean install, but sometimes still shit goes wrong. I don't know what to say, man. Like, I'm no newbie to fucking modding. I know you actually have to fucking follow this shit specifically, word to word, Especially with, like, Bethesda games, because Jesus fucking Christ, these buggy pieces of shit. Plus, you never fucking know. Sometimes something that was perfectly fine one patch has its own internal patch and doesn't fucking, like, work exactly the same anymore. I know, I'm just saying to anybody else who is watching too, it's just like, holy shit, this... 90% of the modding is just trying to get this shit to work. Grayson engine had so much technical debt, and it's basically spaghetti code now. Yeah. Yeah, God. Oh, trust me. I've been through the deep dives. I've heard the insane shit that has been found about how this engine works. And how Bethesda doesn't want to admit to any of their fucking problems. Ah, goddamn. Nice. But yeah. So it's raining in winter, and I'm just having to accept that the water isn't wet. Have a running gag that everyone who has an issue always... I follow the guide to a T, and our response is, yeah, the first T, which is the first word, introduction. But yeah, fresh install, deleted fucking everything that I could according to what it said. It just... God. Either way, it's working. It's just that one fucking weather thing doesn't work. So it's just like, fuck it. It can't be helped at this point. I'm not going to lie. I just can't be bothered to further try for a 5th time in a row. As long as it's working, I guess it just doesn't snow. Oh, what was that one mod that was actually just kind of dog shit, though? From the Wayne, because you have an umbrella hat super glued to your forehead. How big an overhaul mod Frost is, it's very picky getting working. Yeah. It's a very large overhaul for a game that barely functions on the face of it. I'm amazed that a game like Starfield runs at all with just how crazy tacked on shit they added to a 20-plus-year-old engine is. Yeah. I am dressed almost entirely in leather. Why am I dehydrated? I hate the flesh. Other mods, that too, yes. I mean, fucking hell, 90% of the guide is all about, like, getting it to just have, like, a decent install of Fallout 4 without it breaking itself. The engine is held together by 3-year-old glue and, like, gum from under the table. It is not okay. Hell, if I ever actually do a normal playthrough of Fallout 4, I'm still going to use the Below Zero guide's, like, basic setup instructions for the, base game itself. Just so that runs. And doesn't, you know, crash every 3 minutes and lock itself onto my screen and refuse to move. Most of the shit works, so yeah. Problem with Starfield is that they had interns who had no idea what they were doing, rework it. Oh, trust me, even if it wasn't the interns, they'd still have no idea what they were doing. Because, say it with me, what's the thing that Bethesda doesn't use? A design document! Trying to get Fallout London to work is like hand cranking a helicopter blade. You put mods folder in your My Documents folder. Yeah. But hey, don't worry. If Bethesda ever stops using the creation engine, they'll be totally intelligent and use Unreal 5. If you don't hear the screaming from inside my head, you're not psychic enough. Unreal 5 hate. I don't care if it's a problem of people just not optimizing the engine. The engine is already unoptimized. Please, God, no. Oh, fucking Christ, I hate Unreal Engine 5. I saw a teddy bear and I felt the need to pick it up. I won't do this for anything useful, but I'll do it for a teddy bear. Just look at it. Look. Look upon the heart. Looks beautiful. Sure, at max settings. Looks beautiful at max settings. Sure. Time to optimize. Now we need more frame generation in it. That'll work. I've forgotten how to turn this. Whatever. On the exact same engine with a new coat of paint is a power move. Oh, God. I like how Unreal Engine seems to get into a fight for literally every resource possible with literally every other software I ever run. I'm a goddamn VTuber, and it hates VTube Studio. Unreal Engine 5 were even halfway decent, upscaling and frame gen would not be needed. Correct. Hey, I paid $6K for my PC. I'm getting my money's worth. God, reminding me that next month I need to buy a power supply. So here's how my PC upgrades have been going. I went, okay, I'm gonna get a new motherboard. Sure, easy enough to do. Well, I'm switching over to some new stuff, so gotta replace the CPU. Okay. Well, that took me 2 months. Oh, by the way, guess what's happening? Everything's going up in price. RAM is now the most expensive thing on the planet. Fuck your storage cost. God damn it. So yeah, I have hit this problem where it's like, okay. Luckily, my RAM is still usable with the new stuff. But then I sat down and looked in my computer and was like, I better make sure of what my power supply is, and I looked at it and I'm like, how the fuck is my power supply this low? I got my PC. I said from now on, if I have issues with a game, it's not my PC, it's the game. Speaking of, it's not my PC, it's the game. Hey, Capcom! It wasn't our PCs, you incompetent baboon! How is checking for DLCs every fucking tick supposed to be a good idea, you wally? How about that, like, what was it? 9,000 by 9,000 texture on a piece of food on a fucking table. But nah, it was our PCs, right? Capcom? Monster Hunter Wilds is the third worst game in that series. And I will stand by that statement. That statement is just truth. Need to put away the meat that I picked up. Kinda just vaguely wandering around. Those. I don't need to be holding on to all of this. We still needed the purified water. But I want to build this. I kinda want the next two to be glowing mushroom. 3 bane, fungus, 3 glowing mushroom. That should work. Oh, my fucking god. I like Monster Hunter. So, of course, obviously, Monster Hunter had to get ruined. I have a 600 watt power supply with a Ryzen 9 3090X 360 Ti and a 32 GB of DDR4 3200. Yeah. What am I upgrading to? Because I have 32 gigs of DDR4. I have... What is this? I have to actually look. I think it's a 3060 Ti. Actually, it might be a 3070 Ti. I think it's a 3070 Ti. And I'm upgrading to an Intel 9th gen with new motherboard. And I was going to put a... Well, next month, whenever I can buy it, I'm going to put 1,000 watt in there. Because I also want to do some VR stuff and some other things that I do kinda also might be good to just be able to run a little more powerful, because at some point I do want to get a second GPU and put it in there so that I can run the games and the VTubing software on separate GPUs like some of the other people I know do. Though I'm... As much as I'd love to get 64 gigs of RAM, that's not happening anytime soon. And as much as I'd love extra storage, no. Upgrading to 1,000 watt PSU, Ryzen 9, 5090 OC, and 64 gigs of DDR5. Upgraded it to. Yeah. Did we ever actually take the drive-in? Or did I blow up to a landmine again for the 5th time there and just get frustrated and leave? I blew up to a landmine and got frustrated and left again. Yeah. AAA game devs be like, you need at least a 4090 to run our game at 40 FPS, and then go, why is everyone buying indie games or older games? No, you're missing the other part of it. Hey, this is going to be a 500 gigabyte game. You're going to only be able to run it at 30 FPS. $80, and here's a battle pass, please. Buy that for 50. What do you mean you don't want to play Overwatch but worse for that price? Well, how about our Sloppa? How about the Sloppa DEI game? Where are you going? No, don't go play Japanese games made by independent developers. Stop that. I figured don't play console. I spent most of my time while home on PC. Might as well ball out on a nice PC. Oh yeah, I have also a desire to ball out on my PC too. So that's also a console. My computer is every console I have ever owned. Is crazy? Really? What are they doing? Oh, I know what they're probably doing. They're probably forcing in more AI garbage generation into it, isn't it? Or like frame gen, because you know that dog shit. What would happen if I ate power? Electrical power, kinetic energy power, power from Chainsaw Man. Which one? Because if you bite an electrical wire, at best you're going to get a taste of like awful in your mouth because it's unplugged. Affirm is great for financing. I do not finance. I refuse to finance. Yeah, standing in water still is a thing that will drench you, so, yeah. As long as that works. I don't even need to spend $6,000, man. I can guarantee you, the stuff that the answer is yes. Unfortunate. Like, I'm going to take my money, I'm going to save my money, and I'm going to buy part by part at the best deals I can find. Yeah, I'm not financing or taking out loans or using credit lines either. I have a credit score of doesn't exist, and it's going to stay that way. It really isn't, man. Like, do not conflate the two. That is a bad thing to do. The Lego game needs a GTX 780 and 8 gigabytes of RAM. The new one requires a 3080 and 32 gigs for Lego. Jesus Christ. And the answer to your question is yes to all. Then unfortunate is my answer. Based usury refuser. I would not even use digital money if I could get away with it. The less that I have a traceable history of anything, the better, if you ask me. Listen, I have had government security workers tell me that their ideal tech setup would be a cabin in the woods, a fucking fax machine, and a gun next to it to shoot it if they have to. I do not trust them. What? Are they rendering each block separately? At this point, I wouldn't put it past them. In fact, you know what I would do if I could get away with it? I wouldn't even use fiat currency. I am not joking. I would prefer if we used gold coins of a value of $1 for dollars. I want the government to fuck off and leave me alone. Before I turn a bright green color. Yeah. Aim. Yes. Quite a long time ago, but each was less than $1,000. The goat hides and loaves of bread. All I'm saying is, life would be easier. Being debt-free is great. I don't care what the government sees about me. I'm not interesting. Oh, but that's where you're wrong, boyo. The government cares about you in ways they really shouldn't. Now, mind you, I love me my tech. I need to have me tech. But I really don't want some bureaucrat also knowing my tech. Death to your leather glove. Because they want to be able to gaslight you into certain behaviors that benefit them. Also, 1 second, I realized I didn't turn something on. Give me a moment. Where is it? I realized I looked over and I wasn't, changing color. Where is it? I always forget where this shit is. There? Is it there? Yeah, there it is. There we go. Got to turn that on. There we go. There we go. Cyclops from X-Men has an I-beam that comes from a dimension of pure kinetic energy. Why do they call him Cyclops whenever he has 2 eyes? I never understood that. Technology can cause cancer. Everything can cause cancer. Even your cancer can cause cancer. All microplastics, all cancer-causing materials, everything under the sun will kill you. Even the oxygen you breathe is a poison in the right amount. I don't want to destroy the cars yet. I just want to set up something to get me some concrete. There's some behind that building over there. Yes, that's technically a building, so yes, I can call it that. Usually around 80-something, actually. And only has 1. How does it remove his eye? And return it whenever he takes it off. Why have I been added 4 times? 1 second. I said something I shouldn't have again. God damn it. Someone just sent me the fucking AI-generated gorilla being sucked into a fucking tornado. God damn it. Actually, you'll die a lot quicker from oxygen, by the way, than you would think. You just need it in a purer form. Okay. Now, save. Was the explosive in here or on the steps? Actually, I don't care, and I'm get caught by it later, but I don't care. No. I get added 4 times. I look, gorilla getting taken by a tornado. Oh, Christ. There's a bag of it right there. Didn't even notice. Damn it. 556 that we need. Let's go check the bunker. Oh yeah, that's still there. Oh well. I'm not really going to be setting up other bases yet anyways for survivability. We need to see it. I'm sorry, but no. Actually, I'm not sorry at all. In fact, I have 0 empathy or feeling of regret for doing that. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Is he stuck under there? Okay, there he is. Nice. Nice. Why deny us the joy of gorilla? Because you don't deserve it. You're a sinner, and you deserve the punishment of not seeing gorillas.
Sweet.
Bing. No, I don't want to sleep with the corpse. No. You're not allowed to see the gorilla. Okay. Interesting finds. Sure. That was worth it. Gorilla maxing. No more. Chat, you don't get to return to monkey. Okay? You don't get to return to monkey. You have to work a 9 to 5. You don't get the gorilla. You don't get the banana. You don't get to sit on the log and stare at the water and then spin in front of a glass pane. You have to go to work. You have to pay taxes. You don't get the gorilla max. Monkey. You don't get the donkey nor the conga. There is no DK rap for you. I should play through DK64 at some point, shouldn't I? That'd be fun. I'd probably get very tired of it very quickly. That'd be fun. God. Monkey. Not my metabolism. How cold am I? 94 degrees? Oh! Shit. Yeah, that's not good. Oh. Oh, of course. Come on. Fuck you. I hate ghouls. I hate ghouls so much. Ghoul hate. Food and water. Okay, noodle. We're almost back. Power armor? Yeah. Don't worry about it. You think I care about power armor? Oh. See, somebody was drunk driving. By the grace of God, he did not have the right. Fucking Christ. That cup of coffee is not helping me. Wow, what timing for a storm. Jesus Christ. Nah. Alright, let me guess. We don't have any 556. No. Okay. Well, I wanted the check. We don't. Damn. I wanted to restock this place a little bit anyways. Put that in there. We need to take that with us. That behind. We need to probably refill water here too. I'm not gonna spec into being able to use power armor. It would unironically be a bit of a waste of time for me to do. Usually it's the other way that people do things. But you do you. Ah, shit. I'm still vaguely thinking about, in my free time, whenever I'm just playing, like, RuneScape, watching through the entirety of Vampire Hunter D. Like, that's just in the back of my head, because... The fun fact about that series, the manga was done by the guy who's done a lot of the Final Fantasy artwork. I think guy. I actually don't know now that I think about it. How to fight bears. Step 1. Don't. Step 2. Okay, now that you've made a bad decision, how do we do this? Okay. You know what? Give me that back. I think we're gonna use that one instead. For whatever reason, the scope on that thing is perfectly still, and I think I'm going to want to use it. Coffee is a stimulant, so it actually helps people with ADHD like me calm down. Ah. Fascinating. One. Reinform. We've hit the I'm going to start yawning a lot part of the day, aren't we? I wish I could get a good night's sleep. It'd be nice if I could. I'm not able to. The world hates me. Okay. But yeah, I'm just throwing some supplies in here. We might take a moment to get everything back up, and then... Where do I want to fucking go? Is it a little bit of exploitation to use this the way it is? Maybe. But yeah. It lets me. I don't know why that in particular is working that way, though. Which is a completely different button than other scopes do, too. Don't know what's up with it. Alright. Make some food, get some water. I mean, we could take the filters back, I guess, if we really wanted to, and use those that actually make what we need. Keep forgetting this place is completely out of wood. Help regulate ADHD people's brains. I'm aware of how it works. I'm just being obtuse. I should find more stuff to decorate this place with. I like decorating this place, it's very nice. You know, after I actually made sure to install enough lights that it was, you know, lit up in here. Damn it. Alright. So we still need to get a hold of a bunch of blueprints to be able to upgrade stuff better. We need more water to make the food items, and... we just need a lot of stuff, basically. I'm being ignorant. Oh, they're ignorant. You get that reference? I'm sorry you're old. Please don't be storming still. Please tell me it's just ending. Combat happening? Okay. Where do I want to go from here? There's the Fraternal Post, Cambridge Polymer Labs. The Boston Public Library somewhere in these regions that are... I don't remember where it is. I have no mouth and I must scream. Allegedly, that's ignorant. Uh-huh. Okay. Skeleton. Okay, I'm curious. Is this the same kind of skeleton as the other kind of skeleton? Really? What's the weirdest song you've listened to? Oh. Shit. Goddamn. Fuck. Can I please stop being tired? I don't know what the skeleton does. Fuck. I'm trying to go around the ghouls because I hate those. Where's Guilt? Oh! Yep, the skeleton does the same thing it always does. Aha! Ow! This one. Oh, hey, look where we got to. The weirdest song I've ever heard is You Day, by the way. If you don't know what You Day is, I would suggest looking it up because, yeah, that's a very strange song. I will reclaim to the world the deeds of Gilgamesh. This was the man to whom all things were known. This was the king who knew the countries of the world. He was wise. He saw mysteries and knew secret things. He brought us a tale of the days before the flood. He went on a long journey, was weary, worn out with labor. Returning he rested. He engraved on a stone the whole story. Got shot by a skeleton. The skeleton sent me somewhere else. Why are we back at the start? The skeleton shot me. We're at a start, yes. I was kind of curious if the skeletons still work the same way. It does, in fact, work the same way. Oh, hey, free stuff. With a toothbrush? Hooray! Where's that piece of shit mine detector that I totally should use, but I don't? Fuck off. You're useful and I don't like you. Do you not know about the skeleton? Hi. Oh. Do you even know what a mine detector does? Something useful. Oh. Ah! No, I'm perfectly normal and sane and well-functioning. I haven't done anything to wreck my sanity to a ridiculous amount. This is all normal stuff that everyday people would see, obviously. Also, did not the, like, terrible aim clue that in that I was actually really fucking crazy?
Can't pick this.
Damn. I actually kinda wanted to run into the skeleton just to actually end up here so I could try to do something. Realistically, that's more or less what I actually was up to. Bam! I like how he saw that, just looked at the body, and didn't even react. That's fascinating. But yeah, maybe I just wanted to go to the actual starting area and be able to wander around here a little bit for a while. Maybe. Now we can actually dare to hope for better times. Damn, it's too bad that you would have been hostile to me if I walked up to you. Haha. I see you were also just carrying around a shit ton of explosives. Wow. All the fun stuff in Frost comes from being insane? Yeah. Just hated that dude anyways, Pop. I like the skeleton. It's the best fast travel system in the game. Go this way. Besides, I like this atmosphere better. Plus, it's warm down here. A balmy 41 degrees Fahrenheit. What a very nice set of stuff somebody set up here. Oh yeah! For the sake of it, let's not waste this and get it broken by something. Animations on that are broke too. Not sure why. Oh boy. Damn, really just piling on the shit. No, because he has an IQ of 3. And this would actually require a basic level of intelligence to be even able to go outside with. I cannot overstate my hatred for the characters in that TV show. You know, it's just too bad this thing isn't silenced.
I'll find you!
I'll find you! This economy? Yeah. Modded Fallout.
Fucking hide from me? Dead. Fucking scared yet.
Oh! Oh, hey, a stun baton. Huh. They should have totally heard that, but... Oh, hey, the one guy I want rid of. The one with a gun. Are you running? Are you afraid? Damn it, game.
When you turn up, you're dead.
Hey. So Caesar would die, then he has an intelligence of 2. I always kind of was confused by some of the stat stuff in Fallout New Vegas, I'm not gonna lie, but I don't think there's supposed to be a direct reflection of somebody's actual capacity for thought. Though, you know, he does have brain cancer, so, maybe actually is just completely dumbfounded. Literal. But yeah, if everybody from the Fallout TV show was given an actual reasonable stat layout for what they are, all of them would have negative intelligence somehow, because they're all just fucking stupid. Like, seriously, none of them should have survived. How do they not see me? Sneak 2. Insanity. Like, unironically, 2 levels into Sneak with Insanity gives you a really good bonus. Am I wearing anything shadowed too? I was there for a little bit. Nothing I have is shadowed, but yeah. A9000 has more intelligence. Yeah. Snuffles had more intelligence, mind you, which is one of those reasons why I'm like, I don't put too much stock into what people in-game stats are. The ghoul survived on cowboy logic, and that's just crazy. He didn't even survive on cowboy logic. Like, he just straight up has plot armor. Actual, literal plot armor. Like, everybody in that show should have died dozens of times over at the point that the show even started at, with how stupid it all is. It's just one of those things where it's like, yeah, the show's bad. Even taking out the, like, all the shit it's doing to Fallout, on just a base level, it's a terrible fucking show, and I don't know why people like it. Has 19th strength, yeah. Sturdy leather leg. That better? Weight of 6 versus a weight of 2. Don't think we're really able to take that. It's better, but I can't use it. Okay. I like the show. I don't understand how, unless it's some level ironic. Like, you're able to like whatever you want, obviously, but still, I just don't get it. It angers the shit out of me with how badly written it is. Best line in the show. Oh my god. You disobeyed orders. You directly got members of your own group hurt. We think you're a dangerous psychopath. Congratulations, here's a promotion. Huh? should have been shot on sight. Also, he is a dangerous psychopath. If... God. Oh my god. The fucking shit they pulled with Mr. House and all the other characters in that fucking boardroom meeting thing, what, by the way. Oh my fucking god. Mwahaha, we're evil capitalists. We think that somehow the best way to make money is to destroy the entire planet, because then money will exist or something, and we'll have all of it? Question mark? Oh my fucking god. A terrible, terrible show that was. I like how a bear snuck up on a guy in full power armor. What? What do you... He literally goes AWOL. They should have wanted to kill him. With all the shit he pulled, they should have wanted to kill him. Oh my god. Man, you have to understand, I also think these games are dog shit writing. Like, actually. Fallout 3 and Fallout 4, Fallout 76, everything Bethesda actually wrote is terribly fucking written. It is a mess that borders on the incoherent at times. Has to do is call him son, and Maximus rolled over. Jesus. The Brotherhood of Steel wants to kill Dance for just existing. Yeah, because he was a synth. Okay, I'm about to say something that's actually probably going to shock some people. The Brotherhood had every right to actually want to kill Dance. They had every right in the world to want to kill him. I can tell you why. Based on how they set up the synths to work overall, because the synth stuff is also completely nonsensical to itself a lot, but he could have... Let me put it like this. He was a walking time bomb in all reality. It isn't the fact that he was a synth, but the fact that he actively was a paladin and knew way too much, and the synths have a single code phrase to overwrite anything about them and force them to obey. He was basically actually a sleeper agent that could have gone off at any point. And I'm kinda sad that we as the players couldn't actually use it. Imagine if you were actually able to, as a Institute player character, use his activation code and have him kill his entire fucking friend base. Generally, yeah, they also do kill the human for some reason. Like, obviously, haha, evil, replace people, kill the person. Usually, as I understand it from the way the game's writing is, They take the person, extract all their memories, and put that into the robot and kill the person. Somehow, they also sometimes can do that without doing that. Like I said, the synth stuff gets completely nonsensical the more you look at it, by the way. Because how do they do that also without taking people? But yeah, he was actually a danger to the entirety of the Brotherhood of Steel.
What the fuck was that?
Now, is it his fault per se? No. But that's just how the synths work, yeah? But yeah, it's just this entire situation where I don't think a lot of people actually thought about how that works. And the fact that, yeah, technically, all it would take is a single code phrase, and he would turn on the institute, turn to the Institute immediately, hand over everything he knows, and then could be sent back out to trick them and kill them all. Like, they have the technology to do stuff, like, quite well. They could have put a nuclear bomb in his chest and sent him back before they ever found out. Reminder, the Brotherhood of Steel don't know that he isn't already a sleeper agent that was there the entire time giving out information. Would you trust him if there was that possibility, actually? Remember, they don't even have to know they're doing it. When you start breaking down plot points and looking for plot holes, you just can't? I don't know what you mean. Like, something needs to be internally consistent with itself. Otherwise, anything about that story doesn't matter. If there's no internal consistency to the best of the writer's capacity, then nothing matters in the story because nothing actually has any rules. Like, it's the reason why things like Deus Ex Machina aren't good. You need to accept that the game isn't a perfect simulation. It doesn't have to be a perfect simulation. It just has to not be completely incoherent. For one. Nothing in this world is perfect, obviously. But there is a point where the basic rules of your universe are contradicting each other on a very blatant scale. Take the synths. Why should I care about anything they say about the synths whenever everything they say about the synths contradicts itself? Why should I care about the story going on with them if nothing about them makes any coherent sense? Are they robots? Are they clones? How do they sleep and eat or don't they sleep and eat? Are they actually people or aren't they? Well, I can't make guesses at that because nothing else about it is consistent. You have to make a consistency within your world, at least to the point where it's not constantly an issue. Like, you cannot make a perfect simulation, but you need to make it something that is at least coherent enough to be followed in a way that doesn't break down on examination. Wonder if there's a mod for Fallout 4 that puts the NCR power armor in the game. I'm not sure. But take the ghouls. What are the actual rules to the ghouls? Do they need food and water? Do they sleep? Do they need a medicine to not go feral? How do they go feral? Do you really want me to sit down watching that show and care about the ghoul character not going feral if the very rules to which cause that are inconsistent and whatever is needed for whatever the plot is at that exact moment and will be contradicted later? That's the problem with it. If you don't have that internal consistency, nothing you write matters. All I'm saying is I've never gotten obsessed enough to scrutinize everything to the point that it bothers me. Fallout New Vegas is not a perfect game. Its story writing and characters are incredibly internally consistent and tell an amazing story. Fallout New Vegas is an amazingly written game. And whenever you scrutinize the story further, you find more details to it that actually make it better. My problems with Fallout 4 didn't even begin with me deep diving the story. My problems with the way Bethesda writes its stories is that there is no actual capacity for me to care because nothing matters in the story. They will contradict themselves in the same game. I cannot get invested in the story of Fallout 4 because it's nonsense. There is a reason that Fallout New Vegas will always be remembered as an amazing game, and Fallout 4 is remembered as an okay at best, problemed game with a lot of issues. It's okay if you enjoy what's there and don't care about that stuff. But even on a level of just, how to put it, without sounding kind of overly artsy-fartsy, there is a respect that is necessary that isn't present whenever a game's writing is this bad. They didn't even care about their own story enough to keep a proper documentations of their baseline rules for what things are. What's the mod? I'm not really sure. I'm not sure about the sleep, but I remember somewhere it stated that ghouls need food and water are greatly reduced when compared to a human need for food and water. In one of the earlier Fallouts, there was an entire city of ghouls that died out because they didn't have enough water. In Fallout 4, a kid in a fridge for 200 years apparently didn't need food or water. By the way, how is a ghoul child existent? Because the lore was that all ghouls would grow up to a certain point and wouldn't get, and their then aging would stop. See, this is one of the other things that bothers me about Bethesda. The lack of care they have for the previously written works is also an indication that they actually just don't care. They don't care about Fallout in any sort of way that isn't profits and whatever they want to make. Ranger power armor? Yeah, there's Ranger power armor from one of the creation clubs. Whenever you have people in the board, like in the writer's room, admitting to the fact that they encourage people to not care about lore, they do not care about the series. They do not care about someone else's work. Because remember, Fallout was not made by Bethesda. Fallout was bought by Bethesda. And if the show is anything to go on, Bethesda hates what Fallout was, and they just want it to be something else, and they do not care about other people's work. There is no greater insult they could ever give to the Fallout series than what they've done to it already. To the lackadaisical, absolute hatred of the previous work. Enjoy what you will, but understand that my hatred is entirely founded. Because I genuinely love Fallout. I genuinely love The Elder Scrolls. I hate that it's in the hand of people who don't. I hate that it's in the hands of people who seem to actually dislike what these series were before that I actually enjoyed and loved. When the head writer gets on Twitter and talks about, oh yeah, a character was actually this guy and has no idea what he actually just did, there's a problem. They hate former Fallout. They hate what Fallout was, and you can't convince me otherwise because no one desecrates something this bad without hatred being in their heart in some way. Where does this go? Oh. I don't want to be here. They want to make their 1950s silly nonsense post-apocalyptics, like their 1950s style post-apocalyptic silly nonsense without it being what it was. And you can't tell me they don't hate New Vegas specifically with the shit they pulled in that show. I actually do outright think that the heads of Bethesda, specifically Emil Pagliolillo, and it just works, man. My brain just fucking deleted his name out of nowhere. God damn it. I think they actually do hate Fallout New Vegas. With the utter middle finger that the show is to that game. Eating thing in half and saying that every decade for a goal is equal to half a year in a human. Cutting the goal. The problem with that is still that doesn't solve the hid in a fridge, and that's also writing stuff that isn't supported by the game. That's very funny when Chris Avallone, the person who made New Vegas, has been public about how he hated Fallout 1 and 2 and wanted to completely destroy the lore it had. I'd need proof of that. Because Fallout New Vegas is very much capable of being directly in line with those games and doesn't break the lore. Like, there's nothing in New Vegas that suggests that was even a goal. And if he wanted to do that, then he has clearly failed horrifically in the funniest way. Where'd that guy go?
Show your face. Come on. I dare you. Time to reel him in. Stubborn. I'll give you that.
Yeah? Yeah, my dude? You okay there?
Loot on you better be worth it.
Take one step to the
This
right.
spirit act, huh? Hide from me, you're dead.
Okay, then. Because I can point out stuff that is in the show very specifically that I think actively points towards them, you know, not liking New Vegas. The whole, you know, nuking the entirety of New Vegas and writing all of the, like, people who were kind of big characters in it that showed up as maniacally stupid evil. God, what they did to fucking Mr. House in the show is such a middle finger. Like, such a middle finger that Mr. House could have probably wanted everyone in that room killed. But, there's one character that they did dirty that I don't think most people think about that hard. What's his name? The guy who made the Sierra Madre. I can't remember his name ever, but he was also at that table. I bet the writers didn't even look up who that was, because out of all the characters that could be sitting at that table, that guy made no sense to be there. He actively was like actually one of the better people who ran stuff before the war broke out. That is just... that was just such a middle finger to a guy who already had a tragic ending. The man was fucking heartbroken by a woman he literally built a casino for that he actually seemed to care about the employees at, and whenever he did all of that, he then felt fucking regret for trying to get revenge on her and tried to go stop his plan from taking her out, and it got him killed. That is such a depressing character. I genuinely feel bad for that character. Meanwhile, Mr. House in New Vegas will go on about how much he didn't want the fucking war to happen, but knew it was inevitable. Like, he literally saw the war as a direct impairment to his ability to accomplish his goals. Because, yeah, global nuclear annihilation tends to fuck up people's goals. Ah, man. Night vision. Oh, yeah, that does do that, huh? Where's that quote from? Bit big. NCR's getting a bit big. It's making things too civilized. Lonesome Road was a way to reset the cultural clock. That's not him saying that he hated Fallout 1 and 2. That's him saying that it was just getting too big. And that he wanted to go back to... If anything, that reads like he wanted to go back to the way the world was in Fallout 1 and 2. Not that he wanted to destroy Fallout 1 and 2's lore. Up and said, ghouls age really slowly or not at all, so I was just splitting the difference between that. But looking at Fridge Ghoul, the age exactly would be more 20 years for half a year. It's ridiculous. Ghoul children is also something that I don't know what the precedence was at all to start with. Which, if there's a direct, blatantly missing thing like Gold Children and other stuff, I don't remember if this was actually part of one of the dialogues, but I remember hearing something about at the point that that game at Fallout 4 would be taking place, that all ghouls would be adults. The tunnelers leaving the divide and wiping out Vegas at the end of Lonesome Road was his idea. Like I said, it sounds more like he wanted to go back to the way that the world was in Fallout 1 and 2, where there wasn't the big civilizations and whatnot. Also, you didn't need the tunnelers to wipe out, like, stuff that was going on. In almost every ending in Fallout New Vegas was kind of fucked, if you think about it. There's like only 1 or 2 endings where New Vegas actually stands and would survive. Same with Caesar's Legion, same with the NCR. The difference being, by the way, with the NCR, their death was realistic in terms of what was actually shown. The NCR was dying not because somebody got upsetty that he couldn't have his wife or whatever the fuck that guy's motivations actually were, but because they had fallen prey to the exact same things that took out everything else beforehand. Like the fall of the California Republic, the new California Republic, was entirely in line with Fallout 1 and 2's world building as a notion for what was going on in New Vegas. They had gotten too big. They had overreached and they were repeating the mistakes of the past. Even Ulysses himself spells that out, that the death of the California Republic was not nuclear weapons, but repeating the mistakes of the past. And that was kind of a thing that just kept happening. What does it mean that war never changes? Humanity doesn't change. Change the setting, change the date, the core issues with mankind are always the same. Change the weapons fought, people still fight wars for the same reasons. And people make the same mistakes over and over again. The NCR would not fall to some great nuclear fire if you didn't do it yourself, because player choice is a good thing in situations. But it would still fall to itself, to the problems of mankind that are always present. We will never repeat the past until we do, exactly. You nuking it is just kind of something you can do. I'm not going to really complain about that because that's player choice in a player-driven RPG. You will do what you do. You can wipe out the entire world's population that you have access to if you wanted to, so, hey. As for the tunnelers, their threat is a threat to just add on the pile of threats to the future. That things will still continue to have issues, even from the outside of what mankind does. That the mistakes of the past will still haunt the future through our actions, like, again, kind of partially what Lonesome Road was kind of about, was that mankind repeats its mistakes. Mankind doesn't change, ultimately. The nukes fell, people rebuilt. It was destroyed again. People rebuilt. And you're being tested to see if you're going to launch those nukes again. Do you repeat the mistakes of the past, or do you overcome it? Hell, part of the way you can defeat Ulysses is to point out his own hypocrisy and his mistakes on repeating the mistakes of the past. To accept that old symbols will die without somebody there to make sure that they remain what they're meant to be? Or does he make the mistake of the past and in attempting to defend a symbol, allow it to die too? Tunnelers mutated from people, I believe. I believe it was people that mutated from being stuck underground for a really long time. I think. I'm not sure if it's outright stated, but they kinda have that kinda appearance. I wouldn't put it past that area to have had some sort of bio research in the same way that the spore carriers were created, because they are kinda just reskinned spore carriers a little bit. In the technical sense. You actually get in here. I ask because I don't know if I'm actually going to be able to unlock this, but yeah. Ulysses is ultimately defeated either by violence or by you talking him down through various methods. I like the dialogue option where you actually, like, talk him down without any speech checks. I think that is probably one of the best parts of that DLC in terms of narrative. That if you actually paid attention, you can point out to him the flaw in his idea, and it's like, yeah. That literally is what you did in Fallout 1 as one of the endings, is point out the flaw in somebody's logic. It is hard to imagine that at all he wanted to tear down everything, especially whenever New Vegas had such a apparent, like, respect for its own series. To the fact that you get them literally kind of doing the same things, and people will point out the Legis Lanius speech check. Lanius's speech check isn't you going 100 speech, but you're wrong though. Morality. Oh, okay. Legate Lanius isn't talked down by morality. He's talked down through the pure logistics of, even if you win here, you still lose down the line. That's what gets him to leave. If you imply after that that he's a coward or somehow retreating, he then immediately 180s and goes back to fighting you because, yeah, he does not care about the morality that you're spewing at him. If you do that in that, like, dialogue, he's not going to care. What developer of Far Harbor decided to name the Gulpers Gulpers? Why, what's the problem with it? I guess I just don't get caught up and let it bother me. It's entertaining. It's good enough for me. That's fine. Like, nobody can tell you you can't enjoy something. If you enjoy something, enjoy it. That's really all I have to say about that specifically. And yeah, I am a massive fucking nerd. I like my lore. I have sitting on the shelf over there, next to me somewhere, actual physical Elder Scrolls lore books. I know I'm a nerd. I went on a deep dive the other day into Trench Crusades lore. I don't even want to play that game. I've been told that game's, like, that tabletop game, war game, has some bad, gameplay to it. I like the lore of it, though. Seriously, if you want, like, some metal as fuck, dark setting that's really just kind of cool, I would suggest looking into Trench Crusade. It is so cool. Have you ever played Fallout Dust? Yeah, I've played Dust. I didn't finish it. I've never finished Frost either, though, so... Gulpers sound so much like an innuendo for something else. Okay, to defend the naming of that to a little bit, I think gulpers are partially based off of some slang term for whatever that animal is. It's actually a fitting name, even if a little bit silly because it sounds like something people would use as slang nowadays. That's whatever to me. Oh. Oh, this is these people. Yeah, I'm not gonna mess with them right now. Definite ending. Frost is open-ended. Yeah, Frost is more open-ended. There is that storyline, but yeah. I'm going through the frontier right now. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I hope you're able to find some enjoyment in that. Wait, better question. After it's been patched the hell and back to make sure that some of the worst aspects are out, or the raw version? Because if you're going through the raw version, I am so sorry. That's a mod I was severely disappointed about. Man, that entire mod also ended up being a massive shit show too. But yeah, Frost is very much more open-ended, and I think I like it better partially for that too. Mind you, I'd also need to probably find a install guide for Dust to just get it slightly better running and with less bugs. Going good so far. Okay. Didn't say Gulpers was a bad name, it just sounds like an innuendo. There's a lot of things that sound like an innuendo if you think about it. I think you can get the revised version. Okay. Yeah, I know the original was taken down. You can still get a hold of it. I know you can still get a hold of it. That was such a shit show that, of course, you can still get a hold of it. That's the kind of thing that the raw version doesn't die, because that's a museum piece in some people's minds at this point. God, I still don't even know what the full truth behind that mod's shit show was, because as far as I'm concerned, everybody was a terrible person in that. Almost. Like, the more I heard about it, the more I just got that, yeah, I think everybody in this situation's a bad person. God, I am just kind of vaguely lost and wandering around now. I think we wasted a lot of time down here and just babbling. Oh. Taking that. I want to know why and how they managed to lock all those in there. How many gulpers would it take to gulp a death claw? No idea. Too many people working on it, and they didn't have anyone to verify what content was going into the mod. As I understand, there was a little bit of other stuff. Like, a couple of people had way too much power and weren't able to be told no. see the guy who kept putting all of his weird fetishes into it. For instance. I heard that, but I found Mike Burnfire. I'm happy. I think my favorite content that Mike Burnfire puts out is he and his friend just like talking about guns. A lot of the other stuff I'm just like on. I don't hate them or anything at all. It's just like I prefer like listening to their gun rants over anything else they do at this point. My bourbon froze. God damn it. I need that. Give me that. My fucking alcohol. No. I don't want to throw that down either. Great. This is an awkward situation. Put my mask back on, didn't I? Yeah. You know what? That doesn't really do a lot for us. To be completely honest, if I did ever eat down Frontier mod, it would be the strange... Oh. Okay. As long as you don't mean the underage girl part, I'm not gonna judge you too much, I guess. Well, okay, it's technically barely legal. I know the difference, but still. That was very strange. Probably led the ghouls into the room, then locked themselves in the room with the feral ghouls. Then went feral themselves. Honestly, that'd be a decent explanation. I don't think there is one, but that's a good one. Hey, they put a note saying she was 18. Yeah. God. Like I said, I know the difference between barely legal and illegal, but still, kind of creepy. As long as something someone's doing isn't illegal or real, I guess. There are worse things in the world to care about right now. Don't forget, I think it was Fallout 2 that allowed you to be a hooker at 16. God. Don't diddle, kids. That's all I have to say. My fucking bourbon is frozen. How the fuck do I deal with this? Dropping all my actual decent items that are not necessarily strictly needed. Damn it. I always get vaguely distracted down here, and that always causes me an issue. Where this starts happening. Yeah. Sad thing is, any age is technically legal somewhere in the world. Yeah. Yeah, and that's the kind of statement that makes me go, people really should care less about not real things. Twitter. But hey, you know, old statement. People on Twitter treat real people like they're fake and fake people like they're real. So, Am I not taking any rads here? Okay. That's weird. Isn't supposed to be irradiated here? Ow! That's exactly what I didn't want to happen. Damn it. Just weird. I'll still judge you, though, quietly. What was it in the mod that was particularly just egregious to the point of almost being funny? Was it the snake women? It was the snake women, wasn't it? I remember, like, that being talked about in a video I was watching, and I almost just started laughing because it was absurdly silly. Like, that went way past even Ryder's barely disguised fetish. That was just Ryder's blatantly stated fetish. Oh yeah, this. The snake woman with tits, yeah. Like, I just started laughing because that was just such a over-the-top one. I know that is actually one of their fetishes, though. Just cause I've been on the internet long enough. I want to deal with that. Damn it, there's another one. Oh, he cooked. Haven't gotten to that part yet. I believe in the revised part, like, version of the mod, either most of that stuff was removed or it was moved to Wild Wasteland and, like, some of the other perks. It might be removed, yeah. Other people are into reptiles. Oh. You! God damn it! Ah! Stop! Fucking loud. They're called scalies. I don't think they burned these corpses enough. Some of them got back up. Oh well. At least I had explosives to deal with that. Oh, come on. There's another one. Okay. One that doesn't have a very good awareness of the surroundings. Okay. Ah, for fuck's sake. Think we got enough of them in here by now, game? Okay. I don't even remember if this leads me anywhere that I'm trying to go. I may have gotten myself a little bit lost in the tunnels that go two directions somehow. Oh, College Square Station. I know where that is. Okay, we're at least somewhere I vaguely know where it is. But yeah, ultimately, whatever you're into, just don't be weird about it. Don't make it your entire personality, and don't be doing anything illegal. So yeah, there's my hot take on that shit. Much like that Hot Pocket I had yesterday that was left sitting next to me for 3 hours. Completely hot take. Adding more ghouls. No! I hate ghouls! I hate what they did with ghouls in this game. Don't put it on a shirt. Okay, low-key though, the Ahego shirt. Ahego? Sorry, let me think about that. Ahegao shirt was unironically funny the first time I ever saw it. Then I realized somebody actually wore that out into public and I just started laughing harder. Don't do that, though. Would you be in the Hot Pocket? No. I just thought, what if every ghoul was feral, but some just kept the ability to talk and are feral about things other than attacking people? I think I've seen those ghouls. They were under Twitter posts I saw of art of characters. What was it they were screeching? Whoa? Yeah, and they were crying about something. Are you dyslexic? Yes. What'd you do to the... I see. I love when somebody asks if I'm dyslexic. I answer, and then I have the thought, why'd they ask that question? Oops. Cars prowling my city. Based. They shouldn't do that. I think the other day I posted something on Twitter and I put clam instead of calm. So that completely changed the tone of what I was saying. I love being dyslexic. It becomes really funny sometimes. I hate when they break my arm. I hate when they break my arm. You've misread more than one message tonight. Yeah, I'm actually just dyslexic. That's not a joke. I actually just am. Weirdly enough, so is a lot of people I know. I think I said something, it was a quiet clam night or something like that, so, you know, that was great. No, I'm not. Game. By the way, fighting things on a staircase, specifically ghouls, is dog shit because their hitboxes don't work right. Something's hitbox don't work right. Yeah, I couldn't hit their head because I was on a staircase. That happens weirdly often. Anyways. It also happens with guns, by the way, sometimes. Some staircases, you can't even shoot them in the head on. While they're on the stairs. Where's R2-D2's not-so-well-known cousin? What, R3-D2? I think it was. There's a bunch of those. They all have different names. Like, there's an entire lore thing around those because Star Wars. They have the high ground, apparently. Which even prevents bullets from hitting them. How bad is my health? Okay, we're not going to die from it, luckily. But, yeah, we're gonna have to do something about being radiated again. Thanks, game. I kinda wish I could turn off them putting off radiation like that. Like, I don't think they should be radioactive in that way. At least ambiently if they're not a glowing one. The supplies clanker didn't show up? That's what I meant? Oh. Oh yeah, I guess he might be watching, I don't know who's else online, Seki? Seki, maybe? He does what he will. Let's see. Oh hey, more of that. You know, I should have not used the buff out until I was out of here. Lead pipe. That might have been a better idea. I need to get into that room.
Won't be able to pick this.
Oh. There's an item there I won't. I don't know what it is, but I remember it's collectible, and my brain has, like, the tism for collecting things. Also out of things to bandage up my arm, so there's that, too. You know, I probably should be making my way back home. Wow, I can't believe she was slam dunking the baby down the toilet. That's wild. Oh. Isn't that neat? You know, I'm kind of surprised there aren't ghouls up here actively attacking me right now, but I might have done something. I may really be into... Okay, I'm actually going to judge you for that one. You get randy when looking at beef jerky in the store? I wish I could put the bourbon bottle in the fire and let it, like, actually melt. Also, I think we'd be shivering way before our body temperature got down to 90 degrees. In fact, I'm pretty sure that's actually an incredibly dangerous range to be in. I don't want to look at your dead face. I was kind of curious if the blood was... Okay, that was weird. I'm deleting that from my memory again. Thanks. What the fuck do you mean, armored? What the fuck were you doing, lady, before you died? Oh, maybe fighting ghouls, but why was she in a dress doing that? La da 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 la da da da. No. I don't even know what you're attempting to do, but no. Beep beep. Well. Fast acting, temporary, glowing one. Ah? Storm. God damn it! And of course it's that way. I'm not happy. Man, why does a storm have to start every time I leave a fucking room? Ugh. I don't trust the ground at my feet to not explode suddenly. Truly, God does not love us. Do you know what a hear me out cake is? Plutonium 538. Probably got that number wrong. We're just going inside. I'm not dealing with that. Hey, look, explosion. Yeah. Yeah. Do you think if I go out the other door, the weather will be different? Let's find out. Let's get this out onto a tray. Nice. Nope. Yes, that sometimes works, by the way. Some doors change the weather. So I'm going to attempt to find another door. So I'm looking around because I suddenly realized I don't think I've ever actually fully cognizantly become aware that there was a second floor to this building until now. I know I've been up here. I know I've walked around here. It's just that now is the first time I'm actually thinking about the fact that there is a multiple level of floor to this building. Huh. How about this door? No. Damn it. I have no idea what you just said. Are we at least safe to sit here? Yes, okay. Well, that leaves us with a slight problem of what do I do about all the weight? I'm hoping that actually works. We're going to need to get back there. I'm not sure we're going to be able to do that. Did I get anything of particular interest while I was down there, or was that more or less just XP? It's 3 in the morning. Congratulations. Do you know where your dogs are? Are we near a level? Oh, we are literally like a couple of like XP off a level. Yeah, so hey, we'll be able to build a store. Ah, nice. I'll finally be able to spend money. I should build a medic, shouldn't I? Yeah. I should have known it would do that. I should have known that would have killed me. I didn't think for 5 seconds. At all about what I was doing, and here I am again. Haha! Oh. Well then. This would be safe normally. But there's rain coming through the roof, so it's not. Here is safe by the looks of it. For half a second, I thought there was an arm in that toilet. But there wasn't. Alright, now we just have to make the run back to home and start dropping stuff off, I guess. I am vaguely aware of the fact that sometimes random spawns of refrigerators out in the world are trapped. Damn you. Damn you to Hiffle. My energy is back to being low again. All I want to do is mine in RuneScape and make items. God damn it. Please, autism, not right now. I want to sit in my chair, play RuneScape, and watch documentaries on obscure stuff that I have no need to actually know anything about. Anybody else just get that desire sometimes? After stream, I know what I'm going to do, though. I do need to actually do some work on some side project stuff. Summon a radiation storm. Fight me. But yeah, I need to get some stuff kinda more done. As long as I'm making some level of progress on certain things, it should be fine. But man, I really just kind of after stream am going to want to just like melt into chair, play RuneScape, watch random shit. I know how I am. I'm also gonna get hungry soon. I bought from the store the other day a box of popcorn. One of the, just one of them that I saw up on the shelf caught my eye, and I was just like, I'm going to try that. I'm just vaguely curious. It was 6 packages of microwavable popcorn, and it was all, what was it called? Trying to think for a second. Cinnamon. It was all cinnamon popcorn, and I was like, I'm kind of curious if I'm going to be able to taste that. Because I know that, tea that I got, that chai tea latte thing, that didn't really have a lot of flavor to me. How do I explain this? For whatever reason with the chai tea latte, I can smell it fairly well. I can barely tell that there's a taste there, though. At all. It's just like a weird texture water to me. And I was kind of curious about if, like, other things were going to have that effect. So yes, in a sense, I guess I'm performing weird experimentations upon myself. But that's neither here nor there. just kind of throw rugs in here for now. Guess those can go in there. Yeah. Oh, man. Could also have a bowl of cereal. I have a bowl of cereal, though. I'm going to make biscuits. Just so I can use the biscuit mix that I have. So, do I really want to make a bowl of cereal and biscuits? Am I that hungry? I will be hungry. Chai tea, chai tea. Chai means tea. Wow. Its packaging literally calls it a chai tea latte. It's coffee tea. It's already weird. Ocha desu. I found the Doom Sword in the Frontier. That's funny. Oh god, my brain is off right now. I just started like zoning out slightly, thinking about what I could eat without saying anything. Which is how I know that I'm going to get hungry soon. I also need to kind of space out my food a little bit in terms of just what I eat. Kinda on a budget that's a little bit tight this month, and I don't want to spend too much each week. Because I do need the new part. I'm probably going to spend even more than just that, though, next month. Thank God we got to a fire. Alright, everybody still alive here? Good. Fuck, what is the Japanese word for important again? I should know that one, but it's one of the ones that I always fail to remember. Oh well. Okay, we got plenty of that. We got more of that. Put that away. More food. Excel. Actually, I probably should take those frozen drinks and have them. You need sleep? Alright, sleep well, man. We have 2 frozen bourbon, 2 frozen refreshing drinks, a frozen vodka. God. Help me. What the fuck? 3 purified water. Also no drink. Pizza, cereal, bagel, sushi is good to eat. Last time I went to the store and looked for bagels, they were out. I had to go to the bakery section of a store to find any bread at all. And honestly, I probably will end up going back to that bakery section of that store because their Italian bread was actually pretty decent. Like, I actually really like that Italian bread. Finally, I found, like, a fucking loaf of bread that does taste fine to me. Start actually having sandwiches again. And it was cheap, too. That's the main problem I was running into. A lot of what I wanted to have has gotten incredibly more expensive over the last several years. All at once. I don't eat sushi. I tend to not eat fish at all, actually. Bread can be good. It's just, it was like, I couldn't find a bread that was reasonably priced. And I still liked, you know? That was one of the major issues I was having. Oh, hey, all this grew.
Seems to be growing well.
Thanks, game. I need to get the mod that disables player voice. Just mutes it outright. Alright, so we'll need to recover a little bit, but hey. We're good now. Put one of those away for now. In fact, I guess put these away just in general. We'll just do some day drinking or something. You know, the responsible thing. Instead of drinking acid, we're just day drinking. In front of me is insinuating that you said fish is bad. Correct. Actually, I just don't like eating fish. It's not a flavor I like, nor a texture that I particularly like. God, we still need to clean up more so we actually have some building space. Because I'm pretty sure there's a fair amount of the building space being taken up by just random objects somewhere that we can destroy. The talking fish in front of me is insulting that... is insulted that you said fish is bad. Oh. Yeah, I did read that wrong. What are the things I could take? Communist wisdom? No. Sorry, I don't want to lose charisma and intelligence. Okay. Now we can build a store. And, not gonna lie, really should probably work towards the level 3 clinic, shouldn't I? But yeah, I'd like to set up at least a little, like, doctor room, too, somewhere around here. Just to have it. We have somebody who doesn't have work yet, too, so, yeah. Where can I put this? Leadership? Yeah, sure. Uh-huh. No, let's put it over here for now. It produces happiness anyway, so whatever. Hey. You. Guy without work. Here you go. Sorry, woman without work.
I just want to trade a few things.
Sure.
That's not at all what I wanted, actually, game. Let's see here. We're out of oil again. God damn it. Mr. President, I need you to invade another third world country for me. And bring peace and prosperity and capitalism to them.
Just wanted to trade a few things.
Sure thing.
I'm not looking to trade. I'm looking to get my fucking radiation taken care of.
Let's trade some things.
Go ahead.
I can't actually do what I wanted there. Okay, I think we need to sleep. I'm just as bad as dyslexic people. might should be worried about other things. Like the slowly approaching ticking of the clock and time slowly closing in. Well, yeah, we should build at least some sort of little medical place as soon as I'm capable of actually doing that. That's another thing that I kind of dislike about the way the settlement system works. So much of the space we have ends up being taken up by walls, too. Like, the actual limit to what we're able to do is kind of ridiculous.
If you need fixing up, let's get a look at you. Actually, I need some supplies for the road. Let's see what I can spare.
Oh, the masks. Worry about time. I'm the god of it. No, you're not. I'm fairly certain you're not Crony. Crony? Crony? Crony. I have to remind myself which of those two things is correct. Alright. Let's see here. Is that cheaper than the actual cost? Have to find out.
I can patch you up if you need it. For a small fee, of course.
You need to be giving me a discount because you work for me.
Yeah. Take a look at me, Doc.
What's feeling off today? What can you tell me?
All rads for 400. Okay.
Feeling
That's
sick.
actually still
I
better.
think it's radiation.
All right, let's flush your system.
Because if you were an alt account for Crony, I'd be very fucking
How's that?
confused.
Anything else bothering you?
No, we're done.
Take better care of yourself in the future, okay?
I'd love to, lady. I'd love to take care of myself. Alright. Nice. Oh, yeah, we can make that too. Oh, and insomnia cure if we ever needed it, I guess. Don't want to mess with any of that. Pre-war. Look that up. Let's see. Mud crab omelet. Sure. Steak. Oh, we can make noodle soup if we wanted. I'm a different time god. Nah. I do not recognize your divinative state. One moment. I need to check something. That something is how long have I been going now? About 3 hours, 20 minutes, yeah. Yeah, okay. So getting added again. 1 second. What is it? Oh. Okay. Trying to determine exactly what I want to do. Because I'd like to at least try to get around the 4-hour mark at least with streams. I'm just starting to get that, like, melt into chair feeling. If that wasn't obvious.
Yeah?
How you doing that? Oh, very funny. Do mud crabs become mirelurks? I'm pretty sure that's the case, but I don't know for certain. Alright, how the hell do I clean this place up a little bit? I just hate that so much of the space is always taken up to start with. Let's find whatever's out here that's still kinda taking up positions. Because every object impacts that size cost. Yeah, there's wood out here that we can still get rid of for a bit of extra space. This is why I also kind of prefer the smaller settlements. You don't get to really decorate the bigger ones too well. Because you either have like a lot of open space and nicely decorated small areas, or poorly decorated everywhere and not much anything is left too empty, you know? Yeah. And yeah, I know there is ways to make that less an issue. There's stability reasons, though, that I'm a bit worried about. Who is my favorite, ghoul in the series? The one companion from New Vegas. I can't remember his name outright. He's fun to have around. He just has a vaguely sarcastic take on everything that's kind of funny. Oh yeah, I was meaning to get you an actual, like, set of armor, wasn't I? Huh. Oh well. Raul, yeah. Raul. He's just a fun character, and I really think his story is well done. Alright, thinking here, what can I do? I still need to get another purified water, yeah. Now that we're healed up more, though, I can go about doing that.
Yes.
No? Oh yeah, I also need to be slowly working on getting enough filters to upgrade the air purifier. I'm not too certain about how I can go about that, though, ultimately. Like, I have no idea how I'm supposed to be able to make filters, basically. Like, proper, full filters. Oh, God, I can feel my brain just, like, wanting to turn off on me, and it's not helping. Did I get advanced? Yes, okay. Oh.
Nice.
Okay. Spotlight turret again. Damn. There is resources added to Fallout 4 that are very clearly meant to just be sell items, like gold is most of the time, and silver. Has anybody ever bothered doing that? Because it's so worthless to do. It's not worth anywhere near enough to do. Like, that's very clearly the only reason those exist is to be sellable, and they're just not worth having. Can't think of literally any other situation where you need to build something out of silver or gold. You need gold for optics. Yeah, I know it has an electrical use. I just can't remember if there's actually any further need for it at all, though. Because it's one of those resources that I don't think there was more than one or two things that needed it, and silver, I feel like, is needed for nothing? Like, I don't recall silver having a use. I could be wrong on that, though. I just don't, like, thinking on it, I don't think it does. This place has had a bunch of shit respawn in it. Yeah, you heard it activate. Huh, where didn't even take the item after I hit A. Might have hit it too early or something. Oh. Has my internet dropped at all? I'm going to check that really quickly. I didn't have my OBS up, so I couldn't keep an eye on the KBS, and I was just kind of doing whatever. No report on the stream health, so it's not been too bad, potentially. Alright. Thing down here. Oh yeah, I never unlocked that, did I? Silver and gold are needed to upgrade high-end energy weapons. Oh. Okay. That's why I've never seen anything use them, because I used weapons that were good, right? But, neat. Did not know that. I just assumed they were there as valuables, and just did not get given a good cost. Yeah. Huh. Oh, hey, the robot workbench. Neat. Okay. Oh yeah, there's still that bag on the roof, isn't there? You can check that again for bundles of cash. Bag of cement. Okay. I guess. Yeah, we are hungry. Interesting. Alright. Meant to be looking for water. I thought I was going to get hurt there. No. Would like to fight you? I'm just saying. They're not very good. Like, you had all the options in the world for actually usable weapons, and you chose to hold a milk carton that shoots, confetti. I wouldn't understand, I guess. They could make energy weapons good. They don't. Then again, automatics are also just kind of awful in the game, too. I really don't understand what is up with their opinions of automatic weapons, though. Whenever it comes to Fallout. Like, I know you wanted to make it balanced. That, like, automatic shouldn't be inherently, like, outright just the best option, but, the way to balance that isn't to remove its ability to do damage. It's that ammo should be scarce, and an automatic weapon eats the ammo. Now, mind you, in Frost, that means if you don't build specifically, you're not going to have ammo and can't use the weapon, but still, that's a build thing. Make sure you can actually make automatic weapons work in Frost. Okay. Let's finally get a actual amount of I need more dirty water. God damn it, me. All I'm saying is it just so happens to be that bolt action rifles are somehow the best weapon in the game, and I like those. Totally unrelated to my opinion, though. Sleep? No. Also, energy weapon enjoyers would like to fight you. Sorry, but you know, I don't feel like fighting 3 people in wheelchairs. One was enough. I like doing stuff that makes life feel better. I guarantee you, the moment I get off stream, I'm not going to be yawning anymore, by the way. The only reason I'm yawning so much right now is because I'm consistently talking. That's about the actual reason. So yes, me talking is boring the fuck out of myself. I don't know what to do about it, but hey. Oh yeah, you can just put down 2 at once and it counts as a single, like, object. Might want to do that next time. Because that just straight up is helpful for food overall. I should probably have another one too there, just so that we have 4 going at once. Would I have a 4th person just be on a scavenging station? I don't know what use this is. I actually couldn't tell you what this actually does at this point. Because I don't think it does what it's supposed to, and that's part of the problem with it. Like, what it says is not what it does, I think. Because you would expect how it works is that you put it down, you have the person work at it, and they'll just actually be producing materials. But if I understand correctly, what it actually does is that any person who doesn't actually have a job in town just produces random junk items occasionally, and the person working at that makes it extra items that they produce, but that person themselves doesn't produce anything. I think that's the case. I think. Also, this will just randomly summon a Brahmin sometimes, so I'm going to put it down somewhere. Because let's not lie, having a cow around is just fun. Yeah. It's one of those things that, if it's not that, it's something similar to that that's just frankly kind of bizarre. Also, you can just have those for reasons. That requires the glass greenhouses and better energy than we're able to produce at this exact moment. Which, we also need to get 5.56 rounds still, and I've just not been able to find any somehow. I'm having trouble exiting a menu. I am tired. We still need to find more stuff for that. Oh, but yeah. I am also getting hungry. I can say that without any ambiguity. Still carrying that around, even though I haven't had a use for it yet. Luckily, all the insanity I've been having has been able to be hit with a stick. Alright. I think it's kind of obvious that my energy is starting to wane hard. So, let's see who's on line right now that I can point you guys to. Let's see here. Edits on. Seki is on. Seki still going, or is he about to end? Who cares if he's ending? I'll drop a link to that in a second, but thank you all for being here. I hope you had a good time. I hope to see you next time. Have a wonderful time of day, and remember to do the human things to survive. I'm getting hungry, and I can't stop yawning, so here's a link to Seki's stream. Sayonara.